don't have an equation like number 1. We're just given numbers. So I want to find g prime of 1. As soon as I see inverse functions and I want g prime of 1, the very first thing I'm writing down on my paper before I look at anything else is this. I just use my inverse derivative rule. I say g prime of 1 would equal 1 over f prime of g of 1. The reason I do that is because that tells me what I need to find. Okay, so as soon as you see I'm doing an inverse problem, I'm looking for derivative, use your inverse derivative rule. So just like last time, I've got to find g of 1. But this time I don't have an equation, I have a table. Now, I don't have g in the table, right? I have f and f prime. I don't have g. But if g and f are inverses, what am I actually looking for?
Looking for f is 1?
Correct. You're looking for when f of x, so g of 1 means when f of x equals 1. So when f has a y value of 1. So f has a y value of 1 when x is 2. Does that make sense? G of 1 is 2. It's the x value for when f has a y value of 1. So that's the hardest part with inverse functions, is kind of switching your brain to figure that out. Any questions there? Now I want to find f prime of 2. And that's in the table. That's this guy right here, right? The y value of f prime when x is 2. So our answer is -5/3. You're good. Try number 3. This time I'm using, instead of f and g are inverses, I'm giving you g prime, and then g inverse. So you've got to be able to work around all that notation and understand what they're asking. So try number 3 now on your own. Margin -1/2. Very good. Now let me show you guys how to get that, just in case you didn't. So again, the very first thing I see, so this time it did not say f and g are inverses. It gave you a function g and then used the notation g inverse. So as soon as I see that, again, I'm going to write down my inverse derivative rule. 1 over g prime of g inverse of 6, like that. It's a lot going on in that notation. So you got to be careful because the 1 and the prime kind of look the same. Sometimes I give my little prime a little curlicue, like a curl. Okay, so then I've got to find, okay, what's g inverse of 6? Well, that's when g is equal to 6. So they gave me g is equal to 6 when x is 4. So y'all see that would be 4, right? Just the inverse. And then, of course, they give me g prime 4. So this is an example where they only give me the information that I need to know. So sometimes they'll do that, and sometimes they'll give you more information than you need to know to make sure you know what you're looking for.